The Coeur d'Alene Marathon is back on. For some, it was a way to get a little exercise, but for others, it's more than just putting a time on the board.
Warm weather on the way for Memorial Day and tracking some record heat to follow.
And if you don't have plans for Memorial Day, don't worry. We'll tell you what events are happening all over the region. Hi everyone, I'm Laura Papetti. Thank you for joining us tonight at 11. We do begin with breaking news out of North Idaho, where Idaho State Police say they took one man into custody after a wild high-speed chase. Here's what we know. Police arrested a 33-year-old man on several charges, including assaulting an officer and eluding. ISP says the incident began at about 4:30 when they received reports of someone driving erratically. Police say when they gave commands for the driver to pull over, the driver sped up and got on I-90. Authorities say he then slammed on his brakes, causing officers to crash. Police say the suspect also crashed into two other vehicles. Authorities laid down spike strips, which slowed the vehicle. This is now in the Rathdrum area. Police say the suspect got out of his vehicle and was holding a hatchet. A Kootenai County deputy tased the suspect, who was then taken into custody. Now, according to authorities, amazingly enough, no one was injured. Also coming in new tonight, the Spokane Police Department has located the suspect in a child luring incident that happened over the weekend. Police say they have the suspect in custody, that he was picked up, though, on an unrelated warrant. An investigation is ongoing into the incident where the suspect allegedly attempted to buy a girl. This happened yesterday afternoon near Empire Avenue and Cincinnati Street. This is near the Northtown Mall area. Police are still urging the public, if you have any information on this case, to please call the number on your screen, 509-456-2233. We are now going to be entering a few days of intense heat, especially for this time of year, and it comes at a time when it's already so dry outside. Most of Washington state is under a drought advisory, and officials are worried for what could be a really wild wildfire season. The Department of Ecology issued a drought advisory map for the first time. An area is considered to be in a drought when it receives less than 75% of its normal water supply. That means this weekend people need to be extra cautious of creating any flames, because authorities really are worried about these dry conditions. All right, talking about warm weather and dry conditions, we're going to send it to Michelle Voss. She's standing outside. And Michelle, we're expecting this heat to just really continue at a pretty heavy pace.
Yeah, not only are we going to have hot temperatures, but we're coming into this period already with a pretty significant precipitation deficit, where the driest months of the year are July, August and September, and of course we're just barely getting into June. So taking a look at where we stand right now, areas across the inland Northwest anywhere from 2 to 4 inches below average for rainfall for 2021. In Spokane, we're over 3.5 inches below normal, but down in Sandpoint, or up in Sandpoint I should say, over 4 inches below average, and down in Lewiston 3.7 inches below average. Moses Lake about 2.25 inches below average. So very dry weather, and of course we're not looking at much potential for any rainfall for this upcoming week. Satellite and radar right now showing a few high clouds move through the region. No rainfall associated with those. We're looking at partly cloudy skies for this Memorial Day. On the positive side, we are going to enjoy the beautiful weather for this holiday Monday. On the lake, it's going to be pretty nice. Lower 80s for highs, mostly sunny skies, light winds. Water temperature, though, still pretty chilly. In the middle 50s, I expect that'll come up a couple of degrees as temperatures really ramp up. So we'll be in the mid 80s for Memorial Day, but temperatures keep going up even as most of us have to get back to the grind, head back to work. 90 on Tuesday. And sunny skies on Wednesday, potentially record-breaking heat with a high of 95.
Michelle, thank you very much. Well, people laced up this morning to run the 2021 Coeur d'Alene Marathon, and those participating have the choice to run in the 5K, 10K, the half marathon, or they could do the full marathon. For one family, it was a really special day after participating virtually last year. KREM 2's Ian Smay has their story.
Runners flocked from across the Pacific Northwest and the country to McEwen Park for the Coeur d'Alene Marathon Sunday. Well, many people were just happy to be back out with their fellow runners, with many people doing the event virtually last year. For one group, finishing the marathon meant more than just their finishing time. Hundreds of people laced up their shoes for the 2021 Coeur d'Alene Marathon. Runners started and ended their race in McEwen Park, right next to Lake Coeur d'Alene on this warm Memorial Day weekend. The runners and their loved ones celebrated as they crossed the finish line after completing their selected distance. But for one group, completing the race was more than just a personal feat.
So Micah is an 11-year-old who's just this amazing little guy, and he's our son, Susie and my son, and Jody's niece, and he loves to roll in marathons. And so he's been rolling in marathons since he was 2 years old, and this is his 36th marathon today.
Micah was born 7.5 weeks premature. 5 years ago, the family started the nonprofit called Micah's Miles to help promote inclusivity in communities. They also raise money for other charities, such as the Make-A-Wish Foundation. 4 years before that, they had started running marathons, something Micah loves. This is his 9th Coeur d'Alene marathon. Last year, the family decided to run it virtually in their hometown of Camas, Washington, due to the pandemic. They were more than happy to be back in the Lake City this time around.
Oh, we love it. Yeah, it was a beautiful day, and so many nice people out here, and it's a great time to marathon, great time to roll, right, Micah?
The Snells also like the Coeur d'Alene Marathon because it includes Hoyt chairs, the piece of equipment Micah uses. Because of this, they aren't alone in how they complete the marathon. And according to the family, Micah puts a smile on the runners' faces.
And it's so nice, too, to be able to see how happy he makes people. You can be out there at mile 23 and people just don't feel good. And they see him rolling and they just get a big smile, and yeah, it's special.
Micah's Miles has raised about $75,000 so far. For more information on the nonprofit, visit their website, micahsmiles.org. In Coeur d'Alene, Ian Smay, KREM 2 News.
Of course, tomorrow is Memorial Day, meaning so much to so many people, remembering those who have made the ultimate sacrifice to our country. There are a lot of events happening around the inland Northwest to remember those we have lost and to honor them. Heritage Funeral and Cremation will be hosting the 2nd annual Heroes Breakfast outdoors at Riverside Memorial Park. The breakfast is free for veterans and service personnel, $3 for all other folks that choose to attend. All proceeds benefit Second Harvest. Also, the American Legion Riders will do a flag cruise at 10 a.m. and that'll be through Riverside and Fairmount Memorial Park. Medical Lake will not be holding a public ceremony for Memorial Day this year. However, they are holding a virtual Memorial Day observance on their Facebook page tomorrow. While the cemetery is not holding a public ceremony, the Washington State Department of Veterans Affairs says they do remain committed to honoring veterans with the solemn dignity and respect they have earned through their service and sacrifice. So many things going on tomorrow. We want to give you a full list, and you can get that by texting the word memorial to 448-2000. We'll send a list right to your phone. Well, wearing masks and social distancing was in large part to protect those who were immune compromised. Coming up after the break, we'll take a look at how the vaccine rollout has helped that vulnerable community.